Hey guys and girls and all that. I want to share something with you right quick. Try to make it fast as I can. Uh, I had some Neo 10s made, and that's what I was going to put as the fried rice Neo 10s, and I still am running those right now. I'm running one of them in the gray Mustang, and I want to make sure things don't have failures and shit like that. I don't want people to go through the same things that I went through. This sub had failed. This is a 2000 watt RMS Neo sub. And it failed because my dumbass didn't put all the screws in it. And it just lost control. I had a hair pie amp. Everybody wanted me to put a duck sauce on two of these, and I was like, nah, hell no. That's way too much. I put a hair pie on it, and it was still, between power and stupidity, not putting enough screws in it, this was the carnage. It literally jumped the gap here, landed on top of here. It actually made a mark, landed on top of here, and then crunched itself in. It just basically took the former and pushed it inside the actual coil. The coil's not burnt. It came down so hard it just crammed it all up inside of itself pretty much. So what I'm getting at here is I'm trying to teach you guys as I learn. There's more than one way to skin a cat here. And what I was going to do is I was going to take this motor and this top plate, and I was going to have these machined to fit this sub. The problem was this right here. And when Patrick sold me these, he sold me these two 10s like this. I got two top halves, and I got a third top half that's different. This is a single voice coil 1 ohm, and this is a single voice coil 2 ohm. What I figured out is after looking, this will tell you you can play with the gap on those Gonzo Junior motors a lot more than you can other subs, that's for sure. So this is a 4-layer coil. I'm about 99% sure this is a 4-layer coil. That's a 4-layer coil. That's a 8-layer coil, at least, I believe. It's kind of hard to tell. Nah, yeah, it's a little bit thicker, I believe. And the reason I'm saying this is because this sub right here, I had talked to him before, and I was like, man, I can use the motors. This is a motor off of a Fried Rice 12. This is one that Jerry had jumped the gap on probably a year ago, and it ripped one of the coils loose, so it was only running one coil, one of the leads. So I was like, I want to save that motor. Well, that'll fit perfect. The problem is the coil's too long. It's centered up. It doesn't make any noise, but it's too long, and when you can push it down to hit. And I was like, I told Patrick, I said, well, maybe I can raise it up either on some pedestals, because this motor's a good motor. That's a 370 ounce motor, very strong. And that's also a 2000 watt capable motor. That's what these are. So that's RMS power. And I got to look at these damn subs, and I'm like, these are freaking different. So what I'm gonna do here, if you look at them, the height is different. You see the height difference? So I had this brainstorming the other day. I was looking at them speakers sitting there laying there. I was like, wait a damn minute. So you got to have your crayon box in the corner. I got to looking at this. I was like, well, shit. The hell am I doing? I can make this work right here. I can take this one, and it's going to be perfect for this Neo. Perfect. There you go. all I got to do is add this top plate and machine the inside just a little bit, because this is actually a little bit thicker of a coil than that one. So if I done this one, this is going to be way too long, and I would have to put another adapter or something. You see how that goes in there fine? Problem is, it hits. You hear it hitting? It's hitting the bottom. Now it would help it if I put this on here, but it's still not going to be enough. This is going to still hit because the coil's too long. But if I take this other one, and I just have one of these, because these were on Gonzo Junior motors. This one, I can barely, and I got to push hard to make it hit. Once I add this adapter that's a 1/2 inch thick, that's going to be the perfect depth for that coil. It'll be perfect. And that's not nothing, that's just shiny, it's nothing broke. So I'm going to have this machined by my alternator dude that builds my brackets and shit, and I'll have him machine this out a little bit. And yeah, you can get this on that motor even though it's magnetized. You just gotta, it's not hard. If you put one on there, it's gonna slap real hard, and you just kind of gotta put a screw in it to start with and just kind of tap it on the carpet audio. You gotta tap it on the carpet, and the screw will line it up in the hole, and you start one side and then you do the other side. You do not have to have that demagnetized or anything to get that on. I hate to tell you, I've done it 10 times to prove a point to myself. The problem is it won't go on that. You see how it's bigger, and then if you go over here, it's going to be closer to fitting. See, it's still too small even with that one. But this is either a fatter coil or it's thicker. It feels thicker to me, just a little bit. I didn't measure it. I mean, I got a set of mics I can measure it with, but I'm just gonna have him machine this out just a little bit. I got room to play here. It doesn't matter if I take that lip out of that part of the screw hole, because you got plenty of meat in the middle right there. All that does is hold the adapter to the motor with them 2 screw holes right there. See? So that's not going to change the outside diameter. It's just going to change the inside, which is not going to matter. It's just going to make it where I can use this one that's kind of this is the red-headed stepchild. I can use this one, and this is a single 1-ohm. So this would be good to run amp at 1 ohm, and put it in a single 10 box, and this thing's going to get down. Like I said, these move a tremendous amount of air. So, and there's my glue job. You see, I don't mess around with that glue, but that's what I'm gonna do. And then on these, I'm gonna have spacers made for this motor, and I'm gonna use these top halves that I have left over. And you're going to have one badass 10 right there. That is a massive motor, right? That's the same motor that's on a fried rice 12. That's a triple stack. I think those are 3/4. No, that's 1-inch slugs. That's three 1-inch slugs. And that's a real fat, wide motor, which is supposed to have more motor force. But anyway, I'm going to raise that up just a little bit with a spacer. I'm going to have a spacer made like this, probably twice this thick. And that way I can use these subs on this motor. But I only have one motor. I ain't had but one sub go bad. This is one that Jerry had. I think it tore I think it jumped the gap too. Yeah, it jumped the gap on this one. And I mean, that's to be expected. He's running 2 Bruce Lees on 3 of these, and man, That's a shit ton of power for 312s. It really is. He's just playing with that shit, y'all. He ain't turning that volume up. I hate to tell you. He'll tell you in Julian, he's not turning that motherfucker up. If he turns that bitch up, them subs are coming out of that box. They just can't handle it. But it sounds great. I don't know if you ever sat in it. For a damn daily driver, that's a bad motherfucker for a daily driver. I ain't bullshitting. It'll hell it. He went from not hair tricking to putting different amps. Hell, he went from just changing subs and went to hair tricking, and then he put the amps in there, and it'll hair trick. It sounds freaking awesome, and he ain't got. I mean, shit. Let's see. I gave hell yeah. We worked the deal out on the subs. Those are his subs. I said, hell man, you can have them. And the amps and shit, he just demos the amps for me, and then he loves the shit. I mean, and they're badass, y'all. And you need to set in that damn black Julian that he's got. Not Jangling. Everybody knows Jangling's bad, but set in the Julian. If you see him out and about, tell him to put your ass in that fucker, and I'm telling you, it'll hit. For what it is, for a budget build, that shit'll knock. He needs a little bit more battery, I think, or bigger alternator, maybe 2 alternators to keep up. But he's just barely throttling that thing, and it'll slam. So I want to use these motors. I don't want to tear up no more subs, but this is one that was in his, and I want to see what the damage was, and I've got it over there. Here it is, right here. This is what it did. That's what it did right there. So you can see where it jumped, and it was still playing, but it had jumped, and you see where it tore the coil up. You see where it damaged the coil, but it was still playing. It was just out of sync with the other ones, and I cut it apart to see what the damage was. And I mean, he knows how to set shit up. There ain't no burnt tinsel leads, ain't nothing fucking wrong. It's all perfect, nothing's burnt. And look at that coil, how beautiful it looked before. You see how he crunched the former? It slammed so hard it just crunched the former. So he just found the limitations, which he's got all the power in the world. Everybody talks about the Bruce Lees. You want to know how much power they got? Well, this is a 2000 RMS sub, and he's got 2 on 3, and it's beating the hell out of them. I mean, just look at this. So this is the only one that's been tore up so far, and there's several people running them, man. But I got a good basket here to do something with later. I don't know, I'll send it to Patrick and have him do something with it. But yeah, this is a 4-layer coil here, all copper, and it was vented. It's kind of weird how they did that, but anyway, these are some cool subs, and it was just too much power for them, man. That's all it was. But anyway, you guys take care. I thought I'd share with you what I'm going to do, and just to give you some ideas of thinking outside the box. Think, you know, if you got something laying around, you might can take a couple pieces of the speakers that you have, or they're blown or something, and put you one good one together, and you won't have no money in it. I mean, I might have $10 in getting this thing machined, and I'll make a sub out of it, and I'll show it to you. I'll play it and put it in the car. You guys have a good day. Take care. I'm gonna do a video of up close on that the alternator, the dual alternators, so you can see how it's done. You're not gonna be able to copy the shit. It's more than just putting pulleys and shit on. I'm gonna tell you that. You have to have special fittings and all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of work to get that far, but once you do it, and he gets these kits made, and these kits won't be made till probably in the fall. He's behind right now, so just to let you know, if you want a dual alternator kit like I got on that Scion XB, you're gonna have to wait to probably in the fall before we'll get them pushed out there. So if you call J&S and stuff, we won't have nothing done till probably in the fall. I'm still messing with mine, and I haven't had any problems, but I'll do a video and show you how it's doing and shit like that. I actually bought another alternator, you know, like I said, to get down here, and then I'll run it at 15.8, because right now I'm running 14 volts. So we'll run it at 15.8 and run both alternators. There's only one of them running right now. The other one's turning, but it's not doing anything. It doesn't have the sense wire hooked up. So once we get all those done, I wanted to make sure, because I got one that's regulated and one that's non-regulated, and we're going to make them all non-regulated. I'll have 3 that are non-regulated, and then I'll show you what we're doing on the car. But I'll do a video in the daylight, and I'll show you what's going on, how it works, kind of get more into detail, and you can see if that's what you want to do. And if that's what you want to do, cool. And yeah, we're thinking about doing some stuff for other people's vehicles. I think Duck's wanting us to do something for him. I think he's wanting to run 3 alternators, and me and him had talked the other day, and I said, hell yeah, I'm sure we can make it happen. But right now we're just behind. But anyway, you guys take care. I'll talk to you later. See you.